So are you in your 20s or even your 30s? And would you ever consider taking some life advice from a 51-year-old wearing a Pixar t-shirt? Well, that's where you're going wrong, because maybe you should. So in this video, we're going to get down to the essence of it, the nuts and bolts of life. So I'm in my 50s, so what I want to dispel onto you is, if you're in your 20s or 30s, or you are considerably younger than me, then what I'm about to tell you is what truly matters in life. Well, it's certainly what's mattered in my life. So this is my lessons from a 50-year-old, what actually matters in life video, episode, YouTube, 10-minute long rambling. You get the picture. So you're in your 20s, as we've just discussed, or even your 30s, maybe early 40s. You're still full of energy, bad decisions, and that invincible feeling like Leonardo DiCaprio in The Wolf of Wall Street. You're standing on a yacht and you're yelling, "I'm not leaving!" But here's a spoiler alert. You will leave, and it's usually in an Uber at 2 a.m, questioning your serious life choices. Now, in your 20s, you have this reckless belief that time is infinite. It's like being Tony Stark before Avengers Endgame, thinking that you can do it all, live forever, and somehow avoid the consequences. Another spoiler alert, you can't. Which is why I'm here to save you from future regret. Trust me, hindsight, it's a bit like Harry Potter's invisibility cloak.
My body's gone!
It only works when you don't actually need it. And that's exactly why we need to talk about what actually matters in life. Before you wake up one day wondering why your back suddenly hurts for no reason at all. So I've got 8 life lessons here, and they're all equally as important as each other. So pay attention and listen to these 8 life lessons from a 51-year-old. And hopefully these will help you as you chart a course through the rest of your 20s, 30s, possibly into your 40s. But by the time you get into your 40s, you should have a clear idea of where you're going in life. Number 1, money is important, but not the way you think. Now let's get this out of the way. Money is important, and anyone who says otherwise is either already rich or trying to sell you something. But here's the thing, money should be your most valuable tool, not a god. Chasing it endlessly without purpose is like Gollum and his precious. You end up obsessed, alone, and looking like you need a solid meal. Earn wisely, spend wisely, and for the love of all things good, invest early. Future you wants to retire in peace, not work in security at some shopping centre in your 70s, wondering why you didn't start a savings account in 2025. Now look, money won't make you happy, but being broke will definitely make you miserable. Trust me, I know. Build wealth, but don't let it own you. At the end of the day, there's going to be no U-Haul behind your hearse, unless you're planning to go full Breaking Bad, which I highly discourage. Number 2, love and relationships is not a Disney movie. Now you think love is like a rom-com. Now let me tell you, real love, it's not Meg Ryan and Tom Hanks exchanging witty banter. It's more like The Matrix. You wake up one day, see the reality of relationships, and suddenly you're dodging emotional bullets in slow motion. Real love isn't perfect. It's messy, challenging, and involves knowing when to just say, "You're right, I was an idiot," even when you weren't. And for the love of all things holy, if you're in a toxic relationship, leave. Don't be Rose clinging to Jack on that floating door, pretending there wasn't room for both of you. There's always room for self-respect and boundaries. But real love is built on respect, trust, and knowing when to apologise, even when you're right, especially when you're right. And if you don't believe me, ask Han Solo. That "I love you, I know" move. It works once. Try it twice and you're sleeping on the couch. Number 3, your health is more important than your career. You're in your 20s, thinking you can survive on Red Bull, coffee and sheer arrogance. Newsflash, your body keeps receipts. One day you'll wake up with a random pain and no clue where it came from. Like Frodo realising the One Ring's been messing with his whole existence. Exercise, sleep, eat like an adult, not like a 12-year-old left alone with a credit card. Your body is the only place you have to live in. Treat it like a temple, not an all-you-can-eat buffet. You won't care about your dream job if your back is completely wrecked and your energy is gone. Did you ever see The Terminator? Well, your 20s are when you should be like T-800, unstoppable. Your 50s, if you don't take care of yourself, you'll feel like C-3PO, creaky, complaining, and needing oil just to move. So work out, eat decent food, sleep. No one looks cool at 50 living on Red Bull and regret. Number 4, your friends should definitely by now be quality over quantity. In your 20s, you think you need a big group of friends, a bit like the Avengers assembling. By 50, you realise you only need a couple of solid ones, your own personal Samwise Gamgee. I know I'm using a Lord of the Rings reference again there, but it works. You want friends who'll carry you up the mountain when you can't walk, not ones who disappear when the bar tab arrives. Now, if your friends only call when they need something, congratulations, because you're their Dumbledore. Wise, powerful, and only contacted when they're in deep shit. Find people who celebrate you, not just tolerate you. Now, the number 5 on my list is chasing perfection. And what a waste of time that is. One thing to learn in life, you will never have it all figured out. Look at Tony Stark, Iron Man, billionaire, genius. He still made terrible decisions. Now, life isn't about perfection. It's about progress. And sometimes progress looks like showing up, doing your best, and not checking your ex's Instagram at, 3 in the morning. You know who you are. You know you've done it. Now listen, perfection is a scam. It's like trying to win the Hunger Games. Exhausting, unnecessary, and there's a good chance you're going to get burned in the process. Life is messy. No one has it all figured out, ever. Even Batman needed Alfred to keep his life together. Focus on progress and not perfection. Growth over image. Because at the end of the day, your flaws are usually what make you interesting. Number 6 is my secret to happiness. And here's another newsflash for you. It's boring. Now you think happiness might be in the big dramatic moments of life. No, it isn't. It turns out it's in the little things. A good meal, a quiet morning to yourself. That feeling when your Wi-Fi actually works during a Zoom work call. It's a bit like the Shawshank Redemption. True joy is in the everyday victories. And if you can get through life without metaphorically crawling through sewage, you're doing all right. 2 more to go here, but number 7, time is the only thing in life you can't get back. Money, you can get back. Fitness, you can get back. You'll never be younger than you are right now. So stop waiting. If you want to start a business, do it. If you want to travel, go. Want to tell someone you love them? Don't wait for the perfect moment. If Back to the Future taught us anything, it's that time is precious and messing with it has consequences. If you keep saying I'll do it later, one day you'll wake up and realise later is now just a pile of regrets. Don't be that person. And finally, my number 8, and it's quite a big one, and it's this: learn to laugh at yourself. Now, life is ridiculous. You will do dumb things. You will embarrass yourself. You will have moments where you think, oh, that was a friggin' terrible idea. Learn to laugh at it. Because if you don't, someone else will. So you might as well beat them to it. Kind of reminds me of that time I ended up walking around City Walk in Orlando with my new white cargo shorts on, and I'd accidentally somehow managed to sit on a pile of dog poop, and I didn't know, and nobody told me as well. hey ho, life's so funny, isn't it? At the end of the day, life isn't about winning some imaginary game. It's about loving people, enjoying the ride, and making sure that you've got a pretty good damn story to tell when you're 80-year-old. And if all else fails, just ask yourself this important question. What would Yoda do? Probably something wise, simple, and slightly confusing. And honestly, that's life in a nutshell. Now, if you've liked this video, please like it. You can subscribe to my channel if you're still trying to figure life out, because here's another spoiler alert. We all are at the end of the day. Keep wondering, and I'll see you on my next video. And if you've liked this video, you might like this one here on 7 things I never do anymore after turning 50 that completely changed my life.